Did you know Bruce Lee worked as a waiter at an American Chinese restaurant before he became a world famous martial arts legacy? And do you know what his favorite dish is at an American Chinese restaurant? We will find out in today's episode with a trip to Seattle. After getting into trouble for fighting, Bruce Lee's parents sent him off to the United States when he was 19. He landed in San Francisco and eventually settled in Seattle in 1959 to finish high school. One of the restaurants he frequented is the oldest Chinese restaurant in Seattle today, Tai Tong, Tai Tong. The name in Chinese means the same and the ideal society in Confucianism. It opened in 1935 and is currently run by the third generation owner. We sat in the back room facing the Bruce Lee memorial booth with a Bruce Lee cutout and a bunch of posters and framed pictures. Apparently, Bruce Lee loved sitting in the back of the restaurant, that way he wouldn't have anyone behind him, so in case someone wanted to attack him. Owner Harry even took our picture for us with Bruce, and that's our visit to Tai Tong in Seattle. There's another restaurant that had an even deeper connection with Bruce Lee in Seattle, and that's Ruby Chow's. Ruby Chow and her husband Ping opened Ruby Chow's restaurant in an old mansion in 1948, the first Chinese restaurant in Seattle located outside of Chinatown. When Bruce first arrived in Seattle, he lived in the attic of the restaurant because his father was a family friend with Ruby Chow's husband. It was rumored Bruce and Ruby did not get along. There were even a few made-up scenes in the movie Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, where Bruce fought in the kitchen. Here's an excerpt from the memoir written by Bruce Lee's wife, The Man Only I Knew. Bruce jumped at the chance of a steady job and moved to Seattle. He followed the classic American pattern of studying hard by day and working hard by night to get to college. He enrolled in Edison Technical High School and at night worked in Ruby Chow's, often doubling with a job as a newspaper stuffer on the Seattle Times. Eventually, he set up a pad in the corner of Ruby Chow's kitchen where he practiced his kung fu while waiting for customers. Bruce Lee also started giving classes at a parking garage across the street from the restaurant, and he eventually opened his first martial arts school in Seattle.
If you want to be successful, you must respect one rule: never lie to yourself. Life itself is your teacher, and you are in a state of constant learning. It is far better to be alone than to be in bad company. If you think a thing is impossible, you'll only make it impossible. Love and respect. Without respect, love cannot go long. If you don't want to slip up tomorrow, speak the truth today. Your greatest asset in the world is your mindset. If you can stay positive in a negative situation, you win. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself.
My name is Linda Lee Cadwell. I was married to Bruce Lee for 9 years, from 1964 to 1973. He used to say, "Under the heavens, we are all one family." The martial artists in San Francisco, Chinatown, wanted to challenge Bruce to a fight. There was a controversy. They wanted him to close down his school because he was teaching non-Chinese. The history of that goes back a long ways, at least as far back as the Boxer Rebellion, when foreign powers tried to invade China. Bruce was teaching a great many non-Chinese. They were not just Caucasian, they were Black or Hispanic or women or just a whole variety of people. He knew that there was this taboo, but he did not agree with it. It was not taken well. They wanted to shut down this egotistical, brash youngster. So a date was set, and eventually they came over. There was not bowing, there was not all that kind of thing. They just faced off, and went at it. Bruce threw the first punch. It did hit Wong Jackman around his eye. Bruce faced discrimination in his own life. Bruce started to use a series of straight punches. Bruce had a world view. Wong could not retaliate. Wong turned and he started to run, and Bruce was just after him. There are so many societies that are oppressive. Bruce did not want that. Wong went down on the ground, and Bruce was instantly over him with a fist raised and said, "Fuck and fuck." In Chinese means, "Do you give up?" And he said yes. And that was the end. It was symbolic, that confrontation with Wong Jackman, and it definitely propelled Bruce to adapt to Western ways as well as Chinese ways, and put them together to become who he was. Then later through the films is how he spread his worldview to people of all cultures. He used to say, "Under the heavens, we are all one family."
Hold it. Open it. Excuse me, please. Let me. Nobody move. Come on out with your hands up. Miss Case, how was it at the Vale of Eden?
Just fine.
The man Bruce chose to carry on his Jeet Kune Do.
What is useless for you? That's the concept. Okay? He says using no way as a way. In other words, it's a Japanese way, it's not a Chinese way, it's not a Korean way, it's not an Okinawan way, it's not a Filipino way, it's not an Indonesian way. He's saying using no way as the way. You are the way. Okay? Then he's saying using no limitation as the limitation. That's the concept in